Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with the review of the Transformers Titans Return Legends Class Bumblebee. Yes, Bumblebee, the original yellow Autobot scout, is now up for his own review on my channel. I mean, you see him all the time in my size comparisons, but now it's time for him to actually get reviewed. So let's take a closer look at this Bumblebee. It's a very nice yellow compact car. Definitely not a straight up Volkswagen, but something small, something a little sporty, a little bit sporty, but still definitely a compact car of a sort. Looking at the front, he's got a bit of gray going on the grill there and there. Silver paint, sparkly silver paint on those lower lights and the headlights. You got a singular black stripe going along the side as well as on that side. You have black for the windows, black there, black there, black there. A little bit of red back here for the headlights. You got a molded in spoiler. There is an Autobot symbol on the top here, as well as 100 straw, a reference to his movie counterpart's license plate. You got a little bit of gray going on those bits right there on both sides, as well as black wheels that do in fact roll. No paint anywhere on those wheels. And then underneath, it's actually fairly clean underneath. You get this section's very clean. This section's kind of clean, and then this section you just see the gaps in the back of Bumblebee's head. Yeah, very simple. He rolls, and he is able to accommodate a Titan Master. So if you get a Titan Master, the main way to do it, well, the way to do it, I should say, is you come back here. You're actually going to basically de-transform him a little bit. Open him up, like so. There you see Bumblebee's head. You do, in fact, have to basically cut up the entire car to get a Titan Master seat inside. But once you do that, you just plop the Titan Master in there. There are some tabs for them to fit into, and then just close it all up. And there you have a Titan Master riding inside Bumblebee, even though you can't see them at all because all of Bumblebee's windows are completely painted black. And I just did that. Yay, friction joints. Well, at least I don't break the figure whenever I do that. Talking about the looks of the car mode a little bit more. As tends to happen, there are different yellows going on around here. It's most noticeable. The main thing is the hood, the roof piece. The roof piece. As you can see, comparing it with this yellow and that yellow and that yellow and that yellow, it is definitely a different shade of yellow. Most of the yellow appears to be molded plastic. However, the roof appears to be painted yellow plastic. So obviously that causes a difference, and with yellows it is harder to get the right mixture. Actually, I think that there are different paint layers involved because, yeah, this section over here is painted, and it goes up, and then it basically cuts off, and this section doesn't have as much paint on it. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Well, it doesn't seem to. Yeah, it looks like this little bit right here has a different shade of yellow than that. Granted, that's minor, but the main painted yellow and then the main body of yellow is relatively distracting. Though it is a very clean car mode, that little bit of color matching could have been better. But honestly, the car mode's pretty fine, though the Titan Master seating gimmick is admittedly a bit weird, but it's what they had to do with how small it is and the transformation for it. But anyway, let's get into some size comparisons. So here he is with Titans Return Legends Class Roadburn, who is his mold mate for this series, and you can see they are the same size. Here he is with Deluxe Class Chrome Dome, and you can see how they scale next to each other. Voyager Class Megatron. Let's raise the camera up a little bit for this. And you can see how well they scale to each other. And then we have Leader Class 6-shot. And you can see how well they scale to each other. And that's all there's to say on Bumblebee in his vehicle mode. So now let's roll right along into his robot mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the front section of the car and pull it out. We're going to just pull it out, and these legs are going to extend. You are going to have to there are two things that have to happen with the legs when going into car mode. First is this one if you do it one at a time, this leg has to fold in first, because this basically groove tabs, not really tabs, but like it fits into that gap, and if you try to do it backwards, this leg won't have the clearance to get into position. And as well, when you go backwards, you're going to have to make sure that entire leg gets really folded in for it to go well, like so. And as well as this slot has to fit that tab right there. But yeah, you just unfurl the legs, and then the legs are done. That's pretty simple. It's getting to car mode that's a little tricky. Then you'll come to the side, and you'll split the arms like from the side of the body like so. There is a groove on the arm that has to go underneath the roof. Well, the roof section. So that do be noted that the arms will have to be in place before the roof folds down, but you can move the arms out of the way first, since you do have to untab the roof section regardless, and it's just easier to pull the arms out of the way getting into robot mode. And then you'll come over here, you'll fold the chest down, you'll fold that panel in, you'll fold that panel in, and you'll fold all of that up into the chest. And then there's a double hinge, and then you're going to lift Bumblebee up on that first hinge and then fold him down on the second. And then you just rotate the arms forward like so. And there you have Bumblebee in his robot mode, and it's alright. It's alright. For the most part, it's a very nice robot mode. The main issue I do have with it are these huge shoulder thingies going on here. Because if you bend the arms forward, the hands cannot hold anything because there's just so much excess shoulder going on here. I would have preferred it if maybe if these sections were sticking out of the back and they wouldn't be in the way of like the arms, or if these pieces could fold away or down or something. I would have preferred that. But for the most part, it is a very, very nice robot mode Bumblebee. You do have some pretty big gaps in the back of the feet, but it's the back, so it's not as important as the front. But for articulation, his head can rotate a full 360s, and that's all it is capable of doing. The arms are able to rotate a full 360 degrees. They can bend out at that far of an angle just using the ball joint, but they can bend out further using that hinge right there. There is a ball joint at the shoulder, the elbow, so it does allow for 360 degrees of rotation and a 90 plus degree bend. Though I say it does get in the way of the fist if the fist tries to hold anything, because it is a 5mm compatible fist. And then you can see the fist there. The legs are able to bend that far forward, that far back, that far out to the side. The knees are able to bend at a 90-degree angle, and there is technically ankle tilt, if you want to call that ankle tilt, though that's more so attached to the legs. So it's a tilt, so you can in fact use it. I did forget to go over Bumblebee's robot mode aesthetics. You can see his cute little head, his yellow head, silver face, well, that's more of a gray face, and then the light blue eyes. The Autobot symbol moves from the car roof to the chest, and then you got the black windows going all around. You got the giant shoulder pads I was talking about, and the black lower forearms, black legs, and then the front of the cars make up his feet. And if you want, you can also get him, tab the feet together and give him a rolling mode that his animated counterpart would have, to give him that extra speed boost. He doesn't come with any accessories, so he can't hold anything with things that come with him, but again, the fists are 5mm compatible, so he can hold any weapons that you want him to hold. But that's all there's to say on Bumblebee's robot mode, so now let's get into some robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with a Legends class Road Burn, and you can see they're the same size since they are the same mold. Just move them more in the center there. Deluxe Class Chrome Dome. And you can see Bumblebee basically comes up to Chrome Dome's waistline right there. We've got Voyager Class Megatron. And you can see Bumblebee just comes up to that thigh swivel on Megatron. Let me raise the camera up a little bit more. We've got Leader Class 6 Shot. And you can see Bumblebee's just a little bit taller than 6 Shot's lower leg. And then, of course, whoops, here he is with the channel's mascots, Soundwave and Wheeljack. And you can see how he looks next to them. So yeah, all in all, Bumblebee is a nice little Legends class figure. Not perfect. His the interaction with the Tie-In Master and his vehicle mode is a little wonky because you basically have to dissect half the car, and then these shoulders pads here are really awkward, but for the most part he's a really nice representation of Bumblebee, and I'm happy to have him. But if you want him, you can get him if you find him. Granted, we are moving into the Power of the Primes toy line now, so it may be a little hard to get him except through online places, but if you are interested, I do recommend picking him up. If not, it's up to you. But that's all I have to say on Legends Class Bumblebee, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All of the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack's signing off.